Hello and welcome to 5Tech. This is Abbas. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about controlling services and daemons. Okay, just about 70 seconds, we'll discuss few points, then I'll take you to practical directly. As I said, I focus more on practical or labs. So system startup and server processes are managed by systemd system and service manager. Daemons are process wait to run in the background, or you can say daemons are services which run in the background. To listen to connection, daemons use socket. Socket may be created by daemons. Okay. Every process that runs has an ID which is called as process ID or PID. Okay, let's see what is PID. If you try to look into this command, just type top command and you see these process IDs. Then you see the user who has created the process. This is priority. This is all I'll talk about once I get into this module or the chapter. So I just want to tell you there are process IDs. So process ID was one which was in the older version of Linux, you can say version 6. And that has changed to init has changed to systemd. ID remains same, that is PID is 1. Okay, if you look at Red Hat 8 version, it is it's quite robust, increases boot speed of a system. Then you have on demand starting off daemons, automatic service dependency management prevents long timeouts. Now, when you go for state of services, there are different state of services. You have loaded service. Loaded means unit configuration file has been processed. Next, you would see it's active and in bracket running. It means running with one or more continuing processes. Then you have active excited means successfully completed one-time configuration. Then you have active waiting means running but waiting for an event. Next one is halt. Halt means it's not running. Remember one important thing, in restarting service PID changes, and when you reload the service PID doesn't change. These are few points where I spoke. Let's start with the lab. Very first thing is systemctl. I need to type in here systemctl. What this command does, systemctl is used, it query state of all units to verify system startup. Out here you can see all these services, which unit, load, active, sub and description. Okay, next is systemctl hyphen type is equal to say service. You type this command. What this command does, state of only service units. Okay, this is clear. Now next important thing is, how do I use systemctl, where systemctl is applied? Very first thing is through yum. Those who don't know yum, no problem, they can refer to my videos, one of the video about yum. Yum is used basically for installing packages. Let me install yum. Install httpd is a package which I am installing. Very first thing, please remember, first install the package. Okay, then start the service. Systemctl start httpd dot service. This is how you start the service of the package. It's done. Now how do I know whether this package is in which status, whether it's starting or no? You just got to go here and systemctl status httpd dot service. It says here it's active and running. What does this mean? I just spoke a while ago. So it's active and running. Now you can start this particular package, and after that you need to enable a firewall service, because I'm talking just about how to start and stop the services or through systemctl. When I talk about firewall, I'll mention out there. So I want to know, is this particular service active or not? It's just like the way you talk. Systemctl is active, HTTPD, you would say it's active. All right. Okay. Is it enabled? You can say systemctl is hyphen enabled HTTPD. Say spelling, sorry. Enabled is enabled. So it says, again out here made an error. Yes, it's enabled. So this is how you check. Because of typo error, there could be some issues, no problem. So in case if I stop the service, I'll say systemctl stop httpd.service. This is how you stop the service, and it takes some time. Now how do I know whether this service has stopped? I can always, out here you see it says inactive and dead 2020-07-16th, this particular time. So this is about how to start the service, how to stop the service. So right now what I would do is I would go here, going here, and say start the service, go back to status, check, and it says it's running. Okay, you need to have few things in mind. Very important thing. Whenever you mask a service, let's say I'm going to mask a particular service called as HTTPD. Say mask. What would be the output? See here, it created a symlink from etc/systemd/system/httpd dot service to dev null. What does that mean? I have an eye out here in this area, and see what is the status it says. If you go for status, see loaded, it's masked, dev null bad, though it's active but it is masked. Mask is for, you can use it for security purpose. Remember, any service that you want to get into use, the masked service should be first unmasked, okay, then start the service, and then go in for status. See, you get this compared to the previous output here on this area which I had asked you to focus on. So this is how you go ahead. Okay, let me restart the service. So a lot of people ask me, what is the difference between starting a service and restarting a service? In restart, you have it's like to stop and start the service. Restart means systemctl restart httpd dot service. I'm restarting a service. Okay, if I go for status, see it's active and running. Okay, process request. So restarting means, as I said very clearly, to stop and start the service. Okay. Next is, let me clear the screen. All right. Say systemctl disable httpd dot service. All right. Then I go for my status. You would ask me, though it's running. Running is just if you stop the service. Enabling and disabling is different. Disable service. Okay, what does systemctl disable the service means? What exactly disable a service means? Like systemctl disable httpd dot service. That means disable service from starting at boot time. Clear? Okay, let me check on the systemctl. Okay, list hyphen units hyphen type is equal to service space all. Type is equal to service all. I'm sorry. Hyphen all. What does this display? Remember, it lists inactive units too. It doesn't mean it will display only active units. So there are services which are inactive. It displays those inactive services also. For example, out here you see it's active, and these are inactive and dead services. Now let's see, how do I check only the active services? So it's very simple. Systemctl list hyphen units hyphen type is equal to service. Okay, lists active state of all loaded units. See, out here you find only active and active running or active excited. Earlier what we saw was it displays active and inactive services. Out here it displays only active units. This is how we use systemctl to use a particular service. Now, in case if you want to turn off the systemctl power off, it's used here. Okay, what exactly this command does? Okay, it turns off the system, fine. Remember, there are three important steps that you need to remember in this particular command. If you say systemctl power off, first it stops the services, it unmounts the file system, then it powers off. Clear? Next is systemctl reboot. Okay, it reboots the system. You can also use systemctl halt. It would halt the system. So systemctl halt. Okay, there are other things. Let's see what we can work on this using systemctl. Okay, systemctl okay, list list hyphen units hyphen type is equal to target and hyphen all. What are these targets? Remember, earlier it was called as a different name in our older version. In this it's called as target. Target's nothing. You have these multi-user dot target. Out here you can see graphical dot target, multi-user dot target. All these are basically modes in which your system works. Graphical user dot target is, or graphical dot target, where you can use your system or with graphics and with multi-users, and multi-user dot target where you can have multi-user system. Out here you can see a multi-user system. You can use graphical interface, means if you enable this, only then you can work in graphical mode. If you enable multi-user dot system, then you can have multi-users accessing this system. So how do I check in which mode my system is working on? So it's very simple. Systemctl get hyphen default. Just type this, you would know in which mode it is. It's a graphical dot target right now. Okay, in case if I want to change, remember, get is to get the info, set is to set the info. It's very simple. Red Hat Linux has made things very easy. The way you talk or the way you understand as a sentence, so are the commands. I would say systemctl We saw how to get the default target. It's systemctl get hyphen default. Straight away you get which is a default target right now. It says graphical.target. Okay, I want to change. Remember, get is to get and set is to set the target. Set anything here. So the command is systemctl set hyphen default. I'm going to change it to multi-user.target and I say enter, and it says it's removed through etc/systemd. Remember, this is a configuration file. Those who know about the directory hierarchy, they would know what exactly is /etc. /etc is a directory which is used for configuration. So this is a directory which takes you to configuration of this particular target and thing. So it created a symlink to this directory and the target has been changed. Now how do I check? I go out here and it has changed to multi-user.target. So this is how you work on systemctl. Okay, and these are some of the important things. There are also, you can change it in case you have a say systemctl, okay, set hyphen default. I'm going to change it to rescue.target. What does this mean? I'll just tell you first. Let me finish the command rescue.target. I have changed from graphical to multi-user to rescue.target. Remember, when you are into this mode, systemctl set hyphen default space rescue.target, it is su login prompt basic system initialization completed. This is what it means. Now I have a last command I would like to conclude after this. I have systemctl set hyphen default emergency dot target. What exactly this command does? Su login prompt, there's init ram fs pivot. Init ram fs is initialization random access memory file system pivot completed and system root mounted on /etc read only. Okay, that's what this particular command for emergency means. So thank you very much. I hope it was useful and informative, being specific. Any query you have, kindly post it or write it on that. I shall try my best to revert. Thank you very much.